Hello and welcome back to the Gaming Tech channel, everybody. We're live on YouTube and Twitch, and here we are with our Forza Horizon 5 series. We're here with the Lexus RCF. This thing is a V8 from factory, and we have put a supercharger on here. And we did some weight reduction to it, so it's just under 700 horsepower. Sounds awesome. It's got great power now. I mean, it had great power from factory, but it was a little heavy. So we took care of that, added a little bit more power, a little bit more traction, and now this thing's a beast. This is your JDM Hellcat. What a nice sounding engine. These JDM V8s sound so nice, man. They don't sound like your German V8s or American V8s. They have a very distinct sound to them. So we're back with this game today because I noticed that we have some new championships. So we got one here, one down here, and there's another one on the map somewhere. This one right here. So we're gonna do all three because why not? So we're gonna start with this one. The restriction here is a hot hatch, a super hot hatch. A-Class 800, and the reward is gonna be an Audi RS4 from 2006. So this seems like a fun little event, so let's go give that a try. Even though it's a coupe, it's got like a relatively long wheelbase for what it is. So it drifts pretty good. Even though we don't have a drift setup on here, it still drifts good. Handles it pretty nicely. Okay. It's just a one-off event. So here we have a choice to make. All-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, or no rear-wheel drive. All-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. I'm thinking to go with the Focus RS here, the one that's modified. Or should we choose a different car? Oh wait, I'm getting this encoding overload warning. This always happens when I go in the menus for some reason. I don't know why. And it only happens while streaming Forza. So once we like start racing, I know it's gonna get fixed. Don't know what this thing's about. I mean, I know it's about the encoder being overloaded, but why only in menus? I don't understand that part. I'm actually gonna go with the Civic Type R for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of front-wheel drive cars, but I like this one. Alright. The warning has gone away. Looks like the stream is back to running smooth again. Yeah, that's good. The only exception would be like, you know, Honda Civic Type R or like a Prelude. I don't know about other front-wheel drive cars, but Hondas, yeah, I got a thing for Hondas, I guess. Maybe I chose the wrong car? I don't know. We'll find out. So far, I'm losing. Oh no, it doesn't brake that good. I'm gonna have to step up my game here, man. I'm losing. I don't like that. Let's brake early because the brakes in this car are not that great. It's got good power. Yeah, the power's good. The power makes up for it. Oh, oh. Having the limited slip differential also helps. It puts the power down evenly. If you don't have that, you're just gonna be doing one wheel peels, and that's not great. Driving a front wheel drive is so much different compared to rear wheel drive, man. Like the whole driving dynamics is totally opposite. You kind of have to like program your brain in a different way to drive a front wheel drive car. Especially if you have been driving a rear wheel drive for a while. You can easily mess up. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. And when it comes to all-wheel drive cars, it really depends if they're front wheel biased or rear wheel biased. Because if they're front wheel drive biased, they're gonna have understeer. And if they're rear wheel drive biased, they will have slight understeer, but you can turn that into oversteer. if you know what you're doing. But you'll never match the superior driving experience of a rear-wheel drive. Oh man, you see that? Right when I got into the throttle there, it just wanted to steer off in the other direction, so you really have to be mindful when it comes to driving a front wheel drive, man. That torque steer can just take you to a different planet. Alright, we finished first. That was a nice little race. Not the best driving by me, but we got first place, so that's what matters the most. And now let's check out the reward. The 2006 RS4. So we have the older RS6 and the RS4 now. The RS6 from that generation had a V10 twin turbo. And this one, I believe, is just a naturally aspirated V8, if I'm not wrong there. Right here. Yep, it's the 4.2 liter, 420 horsepower, 317 foot-pounds of torque. And here we have the big brother with the V10 and twin turbos. Alright, let's check out the RS4. This is a nice high revving V8, I love it. Dang, dude. Revs to what, like 8,800 RPM? We don't have a whole lot of torque, but the revs should make up for that. We just have to keep it in this power band. Yeah, it's not a super fast car because, you know, you're gonna have a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but like significantly more drivetrain loss compared to rear-wheel drive. Still sounds awesome. So the power levels of this car are very similar to like a BMW M3 from 2008-9. But that feels a little quicker because it's rear-wheel drive, plus you can slide that thing around. And this car is all about traction. Like, you got traction for days. You don't see these on roads anymore, man. Like 10 years ago, yeah, they were still on the roads, but now it's really rare, super rare. If you see one, You'll actually hear this car before you even see it. Like, the V8 sound that it makes is freaking deep, bro. Like, it makes a deep freaking sound. You'll hear this thing from like a block away, even with the stock exhaust. Drives good. It's pretty balanced. It definitely needs some grippy tires. The car feels like it's skating at higher speeds. I believe the S4 still has a V8, but it's detuned. It's a different V8, I believe. And I'm talking about the S4 from this era, not the new S4. I think the newer ones are like V6 twin turbo. They were V6 supercharged one generation after this, I believe. Yeah, they've changed a lot of engines. I think the latest variant is a V6 twin turbo. Alright, let me turn this off. I don't like this.
Time out! Round one, fail!
By those targets. The closer you get to the middle, the more you score.
What a nice sounding, naturally aspirated V8, bro. Love it. The car looks so simple from the outside. It's nothing fancy. It's very subtle. Like, it's not screaming that it's a RS model. Unlike the newer RS models, you know. You can tell that they're a real RS. I mean, this is also a real RS, but it's very sleeper. It's very sleek. You can only tell by looking at the front badge and the rear badge. But if you were to take those badges off, to a regular person, this might just look like an A4. Launch is better when you just do a clutch dump. Alright, before we head to our next championship, I really want to do a top speed run while this car is still stock. It's always fun doing that. Because, you know, once we modify it, it's gonna get fast. That's no brainer. Wow, it really hugs the road. Good brakes. And of course, the traction is the best part of this car. This would be like a nice winter car, you know. Have some nice snow tires on it. Or all seasons, depending on where you live. And just drive it all winter. This is such a driver's car. Got a high revving NA V8, 6-speed manual, all-wheel drive. What more can you ask for, dude? This car's 21 years old. Isn't that crazy, bro? It makes some great sounds, like, I would say after 6,000 RPM. You almost think that it's gonna stop revving, but that's when it keeps, like, that's when it starts going, man. Oh! Freaking NPC truck! Get out of here, bro. The gear ratios are perfect. Let's see if the 6th gear is also short like rest of the gears. Wow, we can do 177 miles per hour in 5th gear? Oh, dude, it's got a short 6th gear? That's pretty rare for a manual. Most manuals will have a long highway gear for 6th, like some of the Corvettes. Or even most of the Mustangs will have a really long 6th gear, if they're 6-speed. If they're 5-speed, the 5th gear will be kind of long. But here, all the gears are spaced out pretty good. The ratios are really good. The power, like, stays on. It doesn't fall on its face or anything. 187, that's good. Because 187 is 300 kilometers. Can it do 200 miles though? Okay. 191. It's not a 200 mile per hour car. I think they saved that for the RS6. That's fine. 190 miles per hour in a stock 420 horsepower V8. I mean, that's really good. That's actually really, really good. And the torque is, you know, 100 less than the horsepower. It's like 317. Horsepower is like, what, 420? Now this car looks a little outdated after, you know, all these years. I mean, it's over 2 decades old. But back in the days, dude, it looked fire. It still looks good. I think we just gotta change the color. These German cars don't really look that great in these funky colors. Well, not funky, fun. Let's call them fun colors. Like, if we change the color to silver, I think it would look 10 times better. And that's just the thing with all German cars, you know. They look better in lighter colors. Especially silver. I feel like silver is the best color for a Mercedes, Audi, or a BMW maybe. BMW honestly looks good in every color. That's just my opinion. Okay. Before we drive this car to the next championship, I'm actually gonna add some more power to it. because why not? It's Forza. We're gonna add an exhaust. I like the look of those oval tips. All the S models had quad tips, and RS models back in the days had these big oval tips. Sport exhaust. Oh, damn, bro. And now the race exhaust. Oh man, this is the best sound ever. What a difference. Alright. We're getting the race exhaust. And let's increase the induction sound and add a little bit more horsepower. Oh, you hear that? The induction growl. So, if you go with the intake that doesn't have the box around it or the snorkel, it sounds louder. Do you see the difference here? So the intake actually gets quieter with the snorkel. That's pretty realistic, man. I like the sound of the hot air intake. I'm calling it a hot air intake because, you know, there's no box around it. It's sucking in all that hot air from the engine. But I think this sounds the best. Can't really hear this intake. So here, I'm not gonna worry about the power too much. I'm gonna get the one that sounds the best. Like 9 out of 10 times, this will be louder. But for this car, for some reason, the sport sounds better than the race. That's odd, but it's realistic, you know. Because we don't have the snorkel and the box. Okay, what else should we do? Lighter flywheels so it can rev quicker. Okay, we'll do that. Alright, I'm gonna do like a couple more things here. Let's get a clutch because it is manual, and manual cars always benefit from having a good clutch. So the shift time will go down. I don't really want to put an auto transmission in here. Yeah, the shift time will decrease, but it's gonna lose the character, you know. I like that little delay when you shift gears. I like that delay in this car. It suits the character. You can really tell that it's a manual. We'll get a race driveline, so, you know, there will be less driveline loss. There will be less rotational mass, so it should benefit overall. And everything else can stay the way it is because, you know, we're not doing any heavy modifications here. I'm just gonna get the stage 1 tires, the sport compound tires. Give it a little bit more grip mid corners, you know. But other than that, I'm good. We're not making this into a race car. I just want the car to have a little bit more flavor, you know. We're just putting some seasonings on it. Yeah, everything else is fine. It doesn't need to be like super crazy. So here we have the setup. It's a very simple setup. Race exhaust, sport intake, race flywheel, race clutch. Race driveline, sport tire compound. We might do a little bit of weight reduction. And again, I'm saying we might because I'm not 100% sure. So the car is actually kind of light from the factory. Like, it's 3,500 pounds. I know we took some weight out of it by putting a better exhaust and lighter drive shaft, but it's relatively light compared to the newer cars. Damn, it goes down to 2,800 pounds? Should we go all out with the weight reduction? I hope it doesn't affect the handling negatively. Yeah, let's make it lighter. Why not, right? That's it. We did a full weight reduction. I'm not touching the suspension. We're going to leave that the way it is. It handles pretty good. We don't need to lower it or make it any stiffer. That's good. But wait. What if I just lower it a little bit? Are we going to benefit from doing that? I feel like it's going to get too stiff. And it won't be able to handle the bumps nicely. And it might get like a little unsettled over bumps. So I'm going to leave that stock. Yeah, this is good for now. I wasn't going to do the weight reduction, but we are going for it anyway. Here we have the new setup. Much lighter, a little bit more power, a little bit more grip. Very conservative setup, you know, nothing too crazy. Then we hit 200 miles now. We've only added like 24 more horsepower, I think. Yeah. So we didn't add that much more power, but the weight went down, so it feels super light now. It's accelerating much better. Sounds so good.
Arcade will begin soon. Good luck.
We might be able to hit 200. Not really. So that's 2 miles per hour more than before. We did 193 instead of 191. So about the same, but it does accelerate much faster. How does it handle? Let's see. It's super predictable, man. Brakes work really good. And those are still the stock brakes. I was gonna change the color of this car, so I'm gonna go do that. I don't want this car in blue, bro. This is not a Subaru BRZ or a WRX. Paint car. So let's check out the factory colors here. Dark gray. Silver. And what's this? I mean, light silver, dark silver, and gray. Okay, we got two silvers. One is more like a chrome type of silver, I guess. Like more white. I can't decide. They're both really nice colors. I like this one. This color looks more standard, and this looks more special. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but yeah, this just looks more special. I don't know how. This just looks like your regular silver. And this looks like it has more chrome in it, you know? A pearl chrome silver. I just made that up. Alright, we're going with this one. Everything else is fine. I'm not doing anything else here. Just the main color of the car. And now let's drive to our next championship. Car already looks so much better. So much better. And it performs a lot better than factory. I mean, even in the stock configuration, it drove really nicely. But now it's just a little bit better. Let's do a 8,000 RPM launch. It launches real hard now. Alright, where's our next event? Over here. And the reward is going to be an Audi RS5. So it's gonna have pretty much the same engine, I believe. But it's gonna be a coupe. A coupe. That was a nice save. Dude, the induction sound is crazy now with the intake. It sounds very mechanical, you know? Damn, bro. That's a rowdy intake sound. Super throaty, man. I don't think this car has individual throttle bodies, but it sounds like it does, so maybe it does have them, maybe it doesn't, but either way, it sounds super rowdy. I know the 2008 M3 had individual throttle bodies. Wait, I can find out. Let's check on the internet. Because I really want to know now. Hey, thanks for joining. Yeah, the gameplay is awesome. It's crazy. I love this game. ITBs, individual throttle body. No, there are no ITBs in this model. But yeah, it uses a conventional single throttle body, but it sounds pretty crazy, you know? I just had that question in my mind. I wanted to clear that out. Man, those downshifts are so crisp. Again, these are manual transmission downshifts, man. These are next level. They're not lightning fast, but when they happen, it's like, holy. Man, I'm getting transporter vibes right now. Alright, let's do this championship. Hey, I actually have the benchmark video of my PC in the description of this stream. So you can check out there how this card performs 4K, 1440 and 1080p. Because right now I have my FPS locked for the stream. So if you want to see what it can do when it's unlocked, check out the video in the description of the stream. I'm playing at 1440p extreme. Everything is maxed out. Ray tracing maxed out. It's all maxed out. But yeah, if you look in the description of the stream, you'll see my benchmark video of the PC there. Thanks for subscribing. Alright, I went to the Mini Cooper because this is the best car I had for this championship, so this is the one we're gonna go with. Nice race. Wait, do we have more? Oh yeah, it's 3 events in total, okay. Alright, let's do the other 3, I mean the other 2, so... Let's do it. Yeah, in case you're wondering what settings I'm running. So, I just have my FPS locked for the stream. I can unlock it to show you what it gets up to. And my graphics settings are all maxed out. Extreme, 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 extreme for everything. It's more than like your extreme, because the extreme preset doesn't really max out everything, so I've manually maxed out everything. And we're playing at 1440p with TAA on. And this is the FPS that I get. Everything is maxed out. So about 150, 160. And that's maxed out at 1440p. Without the help of any, you know, frame gen or anything like that. No DLSS. This is just your pure 1440p. But it runs much better when you cap your FPS because I don't need to run it at 150 because I'm streaming right now. But yeah, you can check out the proper benchmark in my description of the stream. Alright. Alright, let's see what kind of PC you're gonna get there. Ryzen 9, I know, Ryzen 7, okay. The 9700X. Nice cooler there. The B850 AM5, of course. You need an AM5 for the Ryzen 7 9700X. 64 gigs of DDR5, 6000 CL30. That's a nice RAM. Pretty similar to what I got. I mean, do I have the same one? I might have the same one. But I only have 32 gigs, not 64. You're getting the Gen 4 NVMe. That's solid. And the MSI 5070 Ti. Okay. And the case is also pretty nice. Oh. Does that motherboard have PCIe Gen 5 for your graphics card? Can you double check? I'm pretty sure it does, but it's always good to double check. Because I know some B650 motherboards only had PCIe Gen 4. But that's a B850, so I'm pretty sure that's Gen 5. Nice case. Oh, 1000 watts, bro. That's solid power supply there. That's a legit build. Nice, bro. That's a solid build that you got. Yeah, you got that CPU, cooler, motherboard, RAM, NVMe, graphics card, case, and the power supply. I mean, yeah, that's all. You're only missing Windows now. Nice. Does it also support Gen 5 for your NVMe? Again, that's like kind of unnecessary, you know, getting the Gen 5 NVMe because your cost is gonna go up. But I feel like if the motherboard does support Gen 5 for the NVMe as well, then you can always spend a little bit more and really future-proof your PC. Because I know you said that it does have Gen 5 for the graphics card slot, so that's nice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a super nice PC. Have you thought about going with the X3D chip? Or, do you think the 9700X is gonna be sufficient for you? I mean, you're not gonna be playing at 1080p, are you? If you're gonna be playing at 1440 or 4K, I feel like the CPU you're getting is just fine. But you're literally like one step away from the 9800X 3D. Yeah, the extra cache might be helpful playing at 1080p. Oh, dude, if you're gonna be playing at 4K, I feel like the 9700X is just fine. Because you're not gonna be CPU bottlenecked. Yeah, you might increase your 1% lows by going with the 9800X 3D, but is it really gonna matter? I don't think so when you're playing at 4K, because you're not gonna be CPU bottlenecked. The biggest difference is gonna be the cache. I believe 104 megabytes of cache. And this is a 9700X 32 megabytes. Let me double check on that. $40 megabytes, okay. It has total of 40 and 32 megabytes of L3, yeah. So the biggest difference is gonna be not the cores, because they got the same amount of cores. 8 cores and 16 threads. Yeah, the cache is gonna be... Yeah, honestly, if money's not an issue, go with the X3D chip, so, you know, you don't regret it later down the road. But if you're getting a really good deal on the 9700X, that's also fine. Since you said you are going to be playing at 4K. But you are going to get, you know, over 3 times of cache if you do go with the X3D chip. So, again, if your budget is not a... If budget is not the concern, bro, go with the best one. I mean, the best one would be the 9950 X3D, but I don't know if you want to spend that much. And if you're just gaming and not like doing any productivity on your PC, then it's totally not worth it to go with 16 cores. If you're just gaming and you're only going to be gaming in 4K, you'll get away with the 9700X easily. But if you really care about those 1% lows and money's not the issue, go with the X3D. And you can also consider going with the Gen 5 NVMe, because the one that you mentioned is a Gen 4. And you also said your motherboard does support a Gen 5 NVMe. I mean, yeah, there are going to be taxes on that, so, you know, you always want to, like, stay a little bit under. And if you're getting a combo deal and you're gaming at 4K, just go for it. You're not going to regret it. Trust me. For example, I'm using an Intel i7 12700KF. And I'm having no issues. Yeah, bro, don't forget about the tax. Oh, also, don't forget about the thermal paste. I know the cooler will come with either pre-applied thermal paste or a little tube, but you always want to go with some decent brand there. So before you know, you get that cooler, make sure that it has some pre-applied thermal paste on it, or make sure that they give you a little tube in the box. Hey, no problem. And yeah, make sure you have some PC case fans as well, you know. I don't know if the case you're getting comes with some pre-installed case fans, because you are going to need some airflow in that case. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you discovered my channel. Thanks for watching. And thanks for subscribing. Yeah, they should be able to help you, 100%. I mean, you already kind of know what you want, so once you tell them all that, they will definitely help you out. They might even try to upsell to you, but that all depends. Maybe they'll make some nice recommendations. Who knows? But yeah, you're welcome. Yup. Yeah, you're gonna enjoy that build. You're really gonna love it. The 5070 Ti easily runs every game in 4K. And, you know, let's say if it's suffering, you can always use some DLSS, right? But it won't. It's more than enough. Hey, no problem. Talk to you later. Thank you. Peace, bro. Alright. Let's get this last event done for this championship so we can win our RS5. Today is an Audi day, man. We're winning Audis. That was a clean pass. Oh, get out of my way, Ford Focus. Let me focus on this race, bro. This race was mostly downhill. That's crazy. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining. Alright, championship is done. Where's the RS5? There it is. Do I already have one? This might be my second RS5. That's okay. This can be a different kind of build. I'm pretty sure this is my second one. Let's double check here. Yep. I got two of them now. This one is twin turbo. It's not fully maxed out, but it's got some decent power. Almost double compared to the stock one. Almost. Not quite. So our RS5 Coupe has very similar power level to our RS4 that we just won because it's the same freaking engine. That's all right. Well, I like all the new hardware. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy one because they haven't really like made it official yet. But the price and what the specs are gonna be like, 100%. I mean, things can always change, right? But yeah, I don't mind the new hardware. If it's gonna be launched at a decent price, if it outperforms, you know, your basic PCs, then yeah, why not? Here's the thing, can it run GTA 6? I feel like if the Steam machine can run GTA 6 smoothly at 60 FPS 4K, they're gonna sell out in like 1 minute. But yeah. I feel like the real benchmark for that Steam machine is gonna be GTA 6. Thing is, with the RAM pricing, you know, going up like crazy, I don't know how they're gonna manage to keep the price of that thing like low. So we're really gonna have to wait and see. Is it gonna wipe out all the PC gamers and their builds? I don't think so. I feel like people are still gonna, you know, love their PCs and love building PCs. Unless they release that Steam machine at a such a great price that it puts all the PCs to shame, then I can kind of see people changing their mind. Well, at this point, we don't even know if the console pricing is gonna go up for the next gen. For example, like the PS6 and the new Xbox. Maybe they'll also cost an arm and leg, right? So, it really depends. Because, you know, next thing you know, the new gen consoles are released at like some crazy high price. Then that would kind of like set a benchmark for the Steam machine. Like, they would have to kind of, you know, go with that. They can't really undercut the whole market by releasing something so cheap. So I feel like we need to wait and see what the new gen consoles are gonna be like in terms of specs and price, and then we'll have a good idea what the market's gonna look like. Is it gonna be cheaper than building a 5090 PC? Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's way too many handhelds on the market right now. Like, way too many. If they bring back like the Vita or something, that would be super cool. I have the Vita and I love it. Even though it's so old, I have the OLED version. Dude, that thing is a timeless machine, you know? A timeless piece. Alright, here's our third championship. We already got the 2 done. And let's head towards the third one now. I'm not against handhelds, it's just that they cost so much money. They're just too damn expensive, bro. They need to be a little cheaper, you know? Like, back in the day, Nintendo DS, it didn't cost that much. The PS Vita didn't cost that much. Nowadays, you got, like, all these handhelds starting at, like, you know, $600, $700, $800, $900. It's just too much. Just make them cheaper, bro. Yeah, I know. The thing is, all the games for like all the consoles and even PCs, they all just cost too damn much, you know? Yeah, the games need to come down in pricing. So we already have the M5, the 2018 M5. We're gonna win another one. That's fine. I want to do this event regardless. Yeah, the games need to come down in price. Whether if it's handheld or console or PC. Yeah, I know they go on sale, but like the overall price is just too much, man. And like in this economy where everything costs so much, how are you supposed to have fun? There's like no way to have fun anymore, man. Everything is just too expensive. So we got 2 minutes until this event starts. don't know what to choose here. Oh, dude, I'm gonna go with the RS4 that we modified today. It's pretty balanced. I don't know if I made the right choice, but we'll make it work. How about that? The Switch 2 is a great concept, but again, when it comes to game prices, what I just said earlier about all the games for all the consoles, they just cost too damn much, man. If you want people to have fun, just lower the prices a little. These companies are already making so much money. Like, yeah, you'll make a little bit less money, but, you know, maybe you'll add more fan base, more customers. Maybe you'll sell more and actually make more money by lowering the prices. Who knows, right? I like the whole handheld gaming console vibe, but what the hell is this guy doing? Bro, I'm your teammate. Calm down. What the? Oh my god, dude. I'm your teammate. You're gonna make the whole team lose. Bro, teammates like that are worse than enemies. They're competing with their own teammates. I'm not Team Red, bro. I'm Team Blue. I'm one of your own. Alright, we're still gonna win. It's all good. That dude really pissed me off, bro. I mean, he probably didn't mean to do it. It's all good. That bro was trying to show his dominance. It's all good. I get it. He had the bigger engine in his car, I think. He had to prove it somehow. Again, I don't think he did it on purpose. That was a crazy move. I don't know how he managed to pull that off. That was nuts, bro. Alright, let's do this one more time. Come on, Team Blue. We got this. Wait. There's only like 4 or 5 of us? Versus a full team ahead of us? No way. We got a full squad versus small squad. What is going on? No! What's going on here? Oh man, this is a freaking mess. Yeah, you guys are fighting each other. We're teammates, bro. What are these guys doing, bro? Oh, wow. This car loves to lift up from the back. Let's not lose this, bro. Come on. We gotta work harder. We're so close to losing, bro. I don't want this race to go to 3rd level, you know? I mean, the 3rd part, not 3rd level. Good job, number 4. That was a close one, man. We barely lost. I mean, we barely won. What am I saying? We almost lost. We barely won. Oh, dude, that was a crazy race. Nice. Good job, Team Blue. I got freaking pumped up there. Look at that. Dude just did a backflip. It's always the Camry guys, eh? I know why he's so happy, because he's got the most reliable car. Good job. Good job, man. Nice Camry. And we got our second M5. So even though this car only has 444 horsepower and less than 350 foot-pounds of torque, we still won, man. This thing did pretty good. It all comes down to power to weight ratio. You know, this car is pretty light. We did some weight reduction. And we had the right tires, right amount of power, perfect balance. And thanks to all those things, we won. Oh, we have 7 wheel spins? Let's do that. Maybe we'll win something cool. Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh, look at that. Okay. I think I have the 2008 or 9 RS6. So... yeah, the one that's twin turbo V10 from factory. I don't know if this one is twin turbo. I believe this is just a V10. Wait, let me check the specs. Let me check the specs here. So this is definitely different than what we have already. Oh, okay. It's a 4.2 liter V8, same as what we have in our RS4. Okay, it's not a V10. The newer one is V10, like not the newer one, but the one generation after this. I had to double check. The gun show. That was a good run. Let's check out that Ferrari that we just got. From 1994. "31 years old. Sounds so good. What kind of V8 is this? I think it's a V8. 3.5 liter. That's a V8. Right? That's a V8, right? Right? Because last time, I thought the Ferrari was V10. I mean a V8, but it turned out to be a freaking V12. I'm talking about this one right here. The $50 million one. Yeah, because they only had a 2.95 liter, a 3 liter engine. And I thought it was just a V8, but it turned out to be a freaking V12. Look at that old school dash. Looks good. Hey, thanks for joining. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Dude, the pop-up headlights, I wasn't really a big fan of them, like, growing up. But now I like them. I don't know why. I actually think they look pretty cool. Alright, we're gonna switch to a different car. Let's drift around for a little bit here in the Hellcat. Nice. That's a nice monitor that you got. Did you switch from an IPS? Dude, the blacks on the OLED are so black. Is it a 4K or 1440? Oh, you switched from a TV. Dude, that must be a big difference. Especially in the response time. No way, bro. You must be loving that response time, dude. Because, like, even your regular gaming TVs, the response time is somewhere between, like, 7 to 12 milliseconds. Which is low, but, like, not as low as 0.01 millisecond, right? Or 0.03, something like that, right? It's super low on the OLEDs. Oh, dude. You're wearing a VA panel? That would be like a huge difference. That's really good. Is your room usually pretty bright where you play your games? Yeah, it's a nice difference, right? Wait, is it glossy or matte? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, it's matte finish? Okay. Do you like the matte finish? I believe you don't get any glare on the matte finish, right? No glare, plus no fingerprints. Yeah, that's right. There's always gonna be some pros and cons. But I think for your setup, you went with the right one. Yeah, I totally get it. For movies, your regular, YouTube watching, TVs are okay, but when it comes to gaming, OLED's a no match for that. Yeah, 120 to 240 is a pretty good jump. I'm on a 27-inch IPS, 180 hertz. Works are pretty good. I'm pretty, you know, satisfied with it. I might upgrade in the near future, like, you know, close to Boxing Day maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, this is a half a millisecond response time, so as low as the IPS can get. I actually downsized from a 32-inch to 27. I was having to move my eyes a little too much on a 32-inch. I had a 32-inch 1440, 180 hertz, and I replaced that with the 27-inch 1440, 180 hertz, half a millisecond response time. And I feel like this is the perfect size, because I sit about like one arm's length away, and the DPI is perfect. Like, I don't see the pixels or anything. There's no smearing or anything like that. No ghosting whatsoever. So it's a pretty solid monitor. Of course, no match for an OLED. OLEDs are always going to be more superior. But if I upgrade, it's going to be an upgrade to 4K, because I'm pretty sure, I mean, I am sure the 5070 can handle it, because I have a regular 4K, which I benchmark on. So, you know, I have benchmarked the 4K on this card, and it does pretty good. So having a 4K with higher refresh rate, like 240 plus OLED, would be nice. But there's a huge window, you know, in my room. Well, it's not huge, but it's decent size. And I play during the day, like whenever I stream during the day, I want my monitor to have like decent brightness. So this one for me is doing the job. Bro, this is a nice sized football. Is it a football or a soccer ball? Let me know. Well, I'm just gonna call it a ball. Let's get this ball out of the stadium and take it out on the roads. Have I done that before? I don't know. There we go. Oh, where did it go? It disappeared, bro. Wait, so can you not take it out of the stadium? Is that not allowed? Did I break the law or something? Oh, it goes back to the middle? What? Okay. Now we know. The ball needs to stay in the stadium. I'm gonna try that one more time. Yep, it just disappears and goes back to the middle. I mean, it is what it is. We got some dirty tires on the Hellcat. Full of mud. It's a mud cat now. Dude, that was a really fun stream. I had fun today. And thank you everybody for joining and asking questions and, you know, just having fun with me. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.